meet Capricorn, Capricorn sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. Excuse me, this is a 2-week reading for all you Capricorns starting today, the 9th of October, 2024. This is Ariel, and today I'm reading with this Tarot de Maria Celia, and I've already purified with my homemade Hungary water. In the video description of this video on YouTube, you will see links to purchase this. You will see a link to purchase this deck, plus a link to the video on how to make that water should you decide that you want to make some. Let's see what's in the cards for all you gorgeous Capricorns. Starting off with a 5 of Cups, followed by a 10 of Cups, and then a 6 of Coins. Well, that was a big, it's like, do you have whiplash? Like it was really bad and then it's really good. It's like, ow. But I'm glad it's going this direction. It's nice. It's nice. It seems like a lot of what that was emotionally based. You were there. It was just like, and then things worked out or are working out. It may be even more accurate for many of you. So if it hasn't all worked out, you can see how it's in the process of doing so. So just let it. Good for you. Let it work itself out. It's wonderful. Now, in regards to it looks like that's emotional and or spiritual, but it also seems like there's a financial aspect to things or a health aspect to things. Whatever that is, whether it's money or body, whatever your tangible asset that's involved, it's saying calling on that solar light is the best idea for you, and not to get too involved in trying to fix it. Whatever it is, it seems like it can fix itself in a lot of ways. If you just call upon that solar light. If you don't know how to work with the solar light, you can use my solar light meditation. It's very, very brief, so it's not going to take a lot of your time. Just go to YouTube and search Gotoga Solar Light. And what that does is it just gives you a method to lean into the divine design and let the divine design manifest rather than whatever your ego has up its sleeve. So a lot of turning out right today, or over these next couple of weeks, I should say. Things turning out well, where it seemed like it seemed hopeless for some of you. And now it's like, well, that was totally wrong. It's like it's the opposite. It's really working out for you. Oh, here's more solar light. Here's an understandable experience. That's the 8 of Swords. And then we've got the 7 of Cups. Such turnaround. I mean, it's all about a turnaround. But the only thing you have to do, Capricorn, you don't have to get so involved in it. But what you do have to do is shut your mind off. Stop. Just notice when your mind is spinning and you're thinking, then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this, and then I got to do that, and try, planning or ruminating or whatever kind of circular thinking you're doing that you can't stop. Just seems like intrusive thoughts or repetitive thoughts, obsessive thoughts. First of all, don't make yourself wrong for having those. That's very human. It's very normal. We all do that. But right now, the best thing you can do is to try to shut that down, because what you don't want to do is start following the so-called advice that comes up or plans that come up out of those. You want to kind of pull back off of that and let things continue to work themselves out, and not interfere so much with what's going on, unless you're divinely guided to do so, unless it's a true inspiration. So I have a little technique called the off switch, and you can just like we did with the solar light, you can just search YouTube for Gotoga off switch, and that video is very short as well. And that technique takes a lot less time even than the solar light. You can apply it in a second and do it again and again and again and again. Every time you notice yourself spinning, shut those things down and let things work out for you, because they are working out. Now, the one thing you can do, which won't seem practical enough for most of you, is beautify yourself, beautify your environment, and beautify your thinking. So let's say you have this idea, this bright idea of what you think you want. Instead of going out to get it, instead of trying to figure it out and try to work to get it, think about it just relax your body and mind and think about what the essence of that thing is, why you want that thing. What's it going to do for you? What's the essence of it? Is it going to make you more peaceful, more prosperous, more relaxed, more happy, healthier? What is the reason why you want that thing? So get your mind off of the specifics of what the thing is that you think you want and what you want it for, what its purpose is. And then once you decide what the essences of your desire are, start to, in whatever way you can, whether you can visualize or not. If you can visualize, don't visualize it, but visualize its energy. What's the energy look like for those essences? And just make it up. There's no right or wrong here. But what you want to do, the whole point of this exercise is to try to beautify that energy. What is it? How can I make that energy more beautiful? What are those patterns going to look like? What are those colors going to look like? Right? And if that's too much work or you don't think you can do that, you can at least sit in the feeling of what you want, the essence of what you want, and beautify the feelings. And what would that feel like? And what would that feel like? Right? And if all of that still seems way too woo-woo and challenging for you, what you can do is look around your environment and say, well, how can I beautify my environment? Just simply. Or look at anything, or look at any part of your life that doesn't have the beauty that it could, and say, well, what could I do just to make it prettier? That is a wonderful way for you to spend your time, which to a Capricorn makes you want to put your hair out because you want to do real practical things usually. No, I want this and that and this and that. I want, bottom line numbers. I want, all this stuff. And so, for me to tell you, oh, look at the energy and beautify the energy. Oh, okay, then make everything pretty, as if that's going to help you, and shut down your mind and don't think about it anymore. That can drive a Capricorn crazy. I understand that. But at the same time, it's exactly what you need. It's exactly what's going to work for you. Not thinking so much about the specifics, not having a bunch of plans today or over the next couple weeks, but letting those go and letting the divine design of your life manifest through you, and you just managing your inner dialogue by shutting down obsessive thinking and finding where you can have more beauty in your life, whether it's internally, which is what the Seven of Cups is, or externally, which it also can be, since the cups hold water or liquid, and liquid, when it's poured, goes everywhere. So the cups start out by being a very internally oriented suit, but ultimately they're an everything suit. They can be part of any issue in your life. So what's being called upon here is to allow this upgrade, this absolute upgrade that's happening in your life, to happen without you being involved so much, without you being involved in it. It's more like, if somebody's giving you a surprise party, you shouldn't go plan it. If somebody wants to give you a party, it's kind of rude to go in and plan it for them, right? So just let them do it. And the universe has got a wonderful party planned for you. And so it's time for you to not plan for it, just to let it happen. And all you have to do is stop thinking about it, whatever it is. Stop thinking about it and let it manifest itself. Let the upgrades happen. And if you have to do something, and very probably there will be plenty for you to do, but you're not going to come up with it. It's not going to be up to you to come up with what to do. It's not going to come out of all of these machinations of the mind. It's going to come out of the still small voice within you saying, wouldn't it be cool if, how about if you try blah, blah, blah? And it's just real sweet, real gentle, very, very non-violent, but still the bulk of it isn't coming from you and your actions. It's just happening through you and for you. So let the universe take care of you these next couple weeks. Let yourself have the happily ever after that's being indicated by this 10 of Cups. Imagine that happily ever after starting. Well, what is that? Just think of a fairy tale, and they all lived happily ever after. Well, what were they doing? Does that mean that they never had a fight? Does that mean that they never had, that they never caught a cold? I mean, what is happily ever after? It means that they were staying present in the moment and letting the joy of their life work through them. And they were just taking one day at a time, taking life as it came, and allowing themselves to live happily, joyously, peacefully, every single day of their lives. And that's what you want. That's what's being called on for you to do, is to let your happily ever after be right now, in the midst of all of this, whatever it is, everything in your life, no matter what it looks like, whether you think it's good or bad or indifferent, just letting yourself pull back and let the happiness be granted you. Like I said, let the universe throw you this party. And this party is never ending. Ultimately, this party goes on and on and on and on as you learn to live from one moment to the next moment to the next moment in joy and peace. And it's a very different way of living than maybe what you're used to, where you are in charge of every little detail or in charge of all of your schedule and that sort of thing. This is telling you that's not what's happening right now. That you're better off shutting all that mind down, definitely shutting the obsessive thinking down, and letting those upgrades happen, and letting that joy and happiness happen, and letting the divine design of your life move through you. If you want to do something, do that solar light meditation over and over and over again. Again, search Gotoga Solar Light on YouTube. Learn that meditation and just do it. And then also learn how to use that off switch and do it. And those are really all you have to do right now, and let everything else happen through you. And if there's stuff for you to do, you will be guided, and it will feel fun. It will feel right. It won't feel horrible and scary. It'll be fabulous. And you're doing great. This is a fabulous reading for you. It's very different for you, I think. It's not the typical Capricorn reading, but I love it for you because I just see you being so happy in the midst of all of whatever is going on around you. And that's everything. That's everything. So good for you. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. We will see you in 2 weeks for another 2-week reading, Capricorn. Until then, blessed be.